A coward dies 1,000 deaths. A soldier dies but once.
Welcome all, this is Blaezer RTW, hope you are good. I'm doing pretty well. Join me for a 1v1 here, 31k. This was done in November of 2017, so this will be pre-me grouping units, like grouping them as in 1, 2, 3, 4 at the bottom, if you know what I mean. So when I move these, it's I'm kind of using the bracket to twist them and then right clicking to move them in formation, if you see what I mean. It's a few, probably 3 or 4 1v1 battles until I actually click to group them. You can see what I'm trying to do here is I'm very symmetrical, which can sometimes be a bit of an indicator that someone's going to split their army. I mean, I know he's symmetrical, but although that little section there and that little section there could be used for flanking, so you know, it's one of them. You've always got to leave yourself options. My archers are getting taken right out. I like to bring archers, but what I tend to do with them now is just keep them right out of the battle, literally to the end. And when it's like, you know, the deepest, darkest depths of the infantry, fight right at the end, and they can just help route 2 or 3 key units, which can help you win the battle. So I think for the sake of the money and being able to upgrade your whole back line with experience stripes, I find that quite a decent trade-off. So yeah, I mean, it looks like I'm trying to mimic Lee a little bit by putting a general in there. See, he's got his general and I've got one, but I haven't actually put my general as him. What I found and still do is that because I just do Control C for my cav, I don't actually group my cav. You've then got to then come down and Control unselect the general and then charge your cav and pull them out, and it just adds that little bit of micro that I'm not quick enough for yet. Yeah, so you can see this is the trouble when you go in with a premeditated plan that you want to do it regardless, is that you can leave yourself a little bit caught out. This hasn't actually worked out too bad for me. I could get away with that flanking action. What I'd have to do though is flanking with this force, if you know what I mean, keep it at a similar angle but face them up to that back urban, bring my cab in here on wedge facing into the gap, rush up my first couple of peeler units and then go forward and then bang them in. Yeah, so I've taken out his first peeler unit. He's running in his general. I want to try and tie up his front line so he doesn't get, if he hasn't thrown all his peeler, just so he can go into him, and so my guys will chuck their peelers into the one behind. Yeah, you can see he's got 3 archers there. Okay, so yeah, it's all being very slow. I do remember playing like this for a bit, just where it was kind of all a bit slow really and lethargic, but you know, you got to get used to these things, and the more you do it the more it becomes second nature, and then you can do it quicker, if you know what I mean. So now this block here would move up to around where my routing units are and sort of throw their peelers in, chuck maybe the first 1 or 2 in, and then maybe chuck a couple of cav hits in from this side or something like that. Maybe push up that line. It's not too bad. So I've gone back to my original sort of formation now of having them 4 wide, although my general's in the second rank and can get easily cav charged through my 1 unit of loose urbans that's there. Looks like I'm going to push up though. Yeah, so I've actually got, it's pretty even urban wise what we've got left. He's now sending those 2 suspicious units that were on the right around the right. He's tied up my units here. I've got 2 units I can spare, so I need to face up this corner here just to make sure he's got to go all the way around if he wants to flank me, and not give him access to the back of this, because if this flank breaks here, then obviously he's got what's that, 6 or 7 urbans that can just spill around my flank, which won't be good because I'll get surrounded. Yeah, I need to be a bit careful. I'm not moving my cav and it's not in wedge formation. I really should have my cav probably somewhere around where this little armoured general is. Maybe a bit further out here to the right. Or possibly split it. Force him to split his cav and see what happens. Let's see. So I'm running up my urbans on the right to tie down what I can. Just try and put some numbers in there. Maybe get in behind one of them. One of them's routing, so that's going to lower the morale of them. One of mine's routed over there, which is going to lower the morale of one of them. So that's not great. What Lee will be doing there with his general is sort of just hitting the rally button every 30 seconds. So I'm sending some cav in from the left flank to try and route some of these, but it should have been in wedge formation up there to the right of those archers and then gone for this unit that's in the middle here, and it would have ran straight through all of that lot. Yeah, I'm doing not too bad there. He's obviously gone for my general. I've surrounded him with a bit of cav. I know what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get my cav somehow in behind him and totally encapsulate that whole section, but obviously he's got a blocking urban there. So he's going to be able to see through that pretty quickly. I've gone for the archers. I have actually broken my way through though. He's going to see it there and fend off. I'd probably... Yes, it's not a bad idea. I need to be pushing everything into his cav now to get his cav out of the way. This cav shouldn't be fighting in a melee like that. That should pull out, probably go for his archers, and then again come in from the back of where I've just come from, because that gap is still there to go for. So that's a bit of bad form there. Or it should be pulling out and then coming back in and just keep repeatedly charging. Looks like my cav that came in from the back and the side of his has routed. But they have taken out pretty much all of his cav, but I think it's been too much of a cost because I have literally got no cav left. He's still got his armoured general. I don't know where my armoured general went. Is that up there? No. And you'll notice that although it's quite a decent defence I've got nothing left in reserve. So if he hits a way through like he looks like he's doing here in this centre to the left of my general, I've got no way of stopping him basically, whereas if you've got 1 or 2 units you can just plug that hole. But yeah, mine are all bunched up and he's done quite well because you'll notice that he's holding 120 of my men up with 13 11 and he's routed my general in the middle where they've got around the side. That means mine's all going to basically just collapse like a house of cards. Now these guys will hold up on the right, but so you can see I've just thrown even little battle damaged units in can just do enough, because if my units have got round the side then and into this block of 4 or 5 could have routed that means suddenly my general's not in the centre and surrounded, he's doing the surrounding, and it's a different game. But you know, you live, you learn. Even now, picking up new things and remembering things that I'd forgotten. Not that I'd forgot that, but you know, that is the point of all of this. So there you go. So yeah, good game to Lee. Enjoyed that one. Wasn't too bad. Average defeat, which isn't too bad. 1v1s are obviously quite difficult because you've got no one to, you know, you can't lean on anyone else. But yeah, he had loads of men left. I didn't. Right, you know what I say in a defeat? See you next time.